Have a big hand, please. We thank Maker's Mark for this. Obviously, we are building a new academic center, and our student athletes will benefit from this greatly. As you all know, this is the third year in a row now that we have won the academic award in the Big East. And did you announce that other thing yet? No, it's coming tomorrow. Okay. There's some more good academic news on the horizon. I didn't know if Kenny announced it yet. But Mark Jurich, who you all know played baseball here, has done a phenomenal job in his department of putting together so much money being given toward our academic needs. And he's worked tirelessly with Charlie and now working on this project, and we appreciate Mark's efforts in bringing excellence. As you all know, our sports teams have just been unbelievable this year in every department, and now our baseball team is hopefully going to do some great things, has already done some great things. And so it's been an exciting year to be part of the Cardinal family, and for the city and our university. We're very excited with all that has happened.
Any questions? Thought about having your face on a bottle like that.
Well, it's happened before with a different color, but it's very exciting to have anything that has excellence behind it. And Maker's Mark has been such an incredible supporter of all the universities, and there have been so many worthwhile projects. And I knew Bill Samuels really well. I still know him very well, and he's been great to all the universities. The Samuels family's been great to all the universities, and I'm personally very excited. I hope all of you will pitch in and buy a couple of these before you leave. You guys have been very generous with your money in the past, so I hope that. Anybody else?
Where's the academic center?
Right below the football.
Be below the Norton's Terrace in South End of the State. Raised up an $8 million project in fundraising station. I want to get an anonymous gift of $6 million. I don't have any. We've been working the notoriety that we've gained from Maker's Mark in doing this, and our partnership has been tremendous. And as open as the board, very appreciative of this partnership. How much was Maker's Mark in every so far? Sales, or is a part there? Three-year commitment of $500,000. This is the second year of their $3 million.
And I just get an anonymous gift. Actually, it's not anonymous, but Kenny and I just got something very special. About an hour ago, Gordon Gee has agreed to give $500,000 for opening his big mouth for this project to further enhance the student capabilities of our athletes. He wouldn't call me. He'd call Kenny, somebody.
What does it make you so mad? I mean, obviously made you mad, but what is such a for?
I just don't know why people would denigrate others for no rhyme or reason. Here, we're trying to do things the right way academically and scholastically, and to open up your mouth and stick your foot in it to try and get laughs at the expense of others who are trying to do things the right way is bizarre to me. And more important, what really ticked me off was getting on the Catholics. Now, if it was any other denomination, believe me, there would have been major protests. But because we've been persecuted for years, we just turn the cheek and move on.
When something like that says what he says, and then he comes back later and apologizes, I mean, he's obviously a president of the university. Do you think that apology is really genuine?
No. But he had to do it because the Board of Trustees made him do it. You know, sometimes people just are trying to get a laugh and poke fun. And that was okay if you're trying to get a laugh and you say the wrong thing. But you don't bring Kentucky and Louisville into the mix for no rhyme or reason. That's personal, and he meant that. See, the other stuff he was trying to get a laugh at, he meant that. And that's what bothers you. You know, you just don't denigrate others, especially when you don't know that. It's a pompous attitude. You know, it's like, you know, graduating from Harvard, that's great. We take our hat off to an unbelievable degree. So you don't poke fun at somebody else's education because it may not be as good as Harvard. You know, so that's what irks you when people do that. It's just a pompous way of coming across, and there's no reason any president. Now, we as coaches make those mistakes all the time. Athletic directors make those mistakes. Presidents now make those mistakes. It just happens in this game of life. But sometimes you're trying to get a laugh, and why you would bring Louisville, Kentucky into it makes no sense at all.
Any reason why you would, any background?
Usually, you know, I'm not a psychiatrist, but usually it's low self-esteem. Usually it's jealousy. Usually it's one of those things. We have to send a sports psychologist to Gordon to find out which one it really is.
What is the discipline what you guys have had on the academic side? I mean, does that manifest itself? I mean, at the same time you've been good on the court. I mean, is there a correlation there between your team's academic success and on-court performance?
I really don't think it is. I think we try and tell our players at the beginning of the year, look, we want to strive to be the best we can be in every area. The best people, the best students, the best basketball players. And, you know, it's all separated into people that lead it. Our academic people here, we as coaches don't have anything to do with the academic part of their lives. It's all monitored by this thing we're doing right now, the academic people. And the only thing we get involved in is, A, if they miss class, if they do something wrong, but it's really run by them. And Marvin Mitchell and Anthony Wright, who handles us, have done a phenomenal job of just making sure they understand the value of an education. And they've done a fabulous job. I mean, you know, guys here are not coming out of high school with stellar backgrounds, but they're really getting educated, and they're really learning their skills. And that's a great thing for me as a basketball coach to see. And we couldn't do what we're doing from an excellence standpoint without sponsors like Maker's Mark. We couldn't do anything. So we're going to raise a lot of money through this. And Mark just have told you, you know, the Charlie Strong bottles and now these bottles, you know, they're raising millions of dollars for us, and that's going to benefit the right people. Anybody else?
Do you have any additional comment? I know you mentioned the baseball team, and obviously we've done so well, especially you continue to have women's basketball, football, and now baseball. Any words of encouragement for them as they hit the season?
You know, it's Dan's a great coach, and I think here at the University of Louisville, it's one of the most diverse. What are we, third in the Capital Cup now? I mean, we have half the sports of most of those universities that win that cup, and we're right there. I mean, we've been number 1, 2, or 3. So it's an unbelievable year, filled with great excellence from a lot of people, and our athletes have done a tremendous job. You know, so we are, as a city, very, very proud of this. I mean, it's an incredible accomplishment what's going on here in the city, and you can't take it lightly because it doesn't happen very often. And you know, we're real proud of what baseball is doing, and I would not be surprised to see us do really well. I mean, we got a heck of a team, and what Charlie has done with football and what Jeff has done with women's basketball and what we're accomplishing and our other sports, it's just amazing to me after being here now 12 years to be part of it and witness this all up front and close personal. I know it's very exciting for Kenny being here, you know, for the length of time he's been here to see this, because it doesn't happen. It's very unusual. This is a very unusual occurrence to see this much success from so many teams.
What about Kevin's progress? Were you shocked by that?
You know, I was standing on upstairs, and I was looking out and saying hello to all the new guys down below, and I saw a guy shooting on the gun, and I said, "Kevin, is that you?" And he's shooting jump shots. So I was kind of blown away by that. And I said to Fred, "Is that okay to do?" And he said, "Yeah, he's okay. He's not getting up high, and he's not, So he was just off crutches 2 weeks ago. So the fact that his injury, with all injuries that severe, the toughest thing to get over is the psychological aspect of it. So for him to be doing this right now is great, because by the time he is ready to play, he'll be over the psychological trauma of making a comeback from the injury.
Are all of you guys here?
Everybody but Rogier, he's getting ready to get here. Luke's not here because he's doing that. Montrez is here. That's one other guy that's not here. No, everybody else is here. Yeah.
During the summer, what do you want to instill maybe in the new guys when it's time to really crank this thing up, that they're ready to go? What are you looking for? What do you want them to do?
Well, you know the new rules now, where you can get 30 practices in, and I think a 40-something days span, 42-day span. So we can start a little earlier. What we try and do is not wear them out in the summertime. We want them to peak into the right condition. So it's more about getting their body fat down, about getting themselves in shape. I don't like my guys playing basketball, playing pickup basketball, because it doesn't, I like them playing one-on-one basketball. I like them working on their shooting, their fundamentals, but I don't like them playing pickup basketball. It hurts them, believe it or not. They regress, and they, you know, in watching, I've watched now the final game twice, and that was such a well-played college basketball game with so many exciting things happening in that game by both teams. And you don't want to go from that point, that high, to really regressing with poor fundamentals. So they're all going to be playing on these teams. I think Russ may go to Spain as well and play on his touring team. So they're all getting ready for an exciting summer, and it's good that they can all take part in that.
Did they all come in looking like, I mean, body-wise? I mean, I know you haven't had it yet, but
Yeah, I don't.
Boy said he lost a lot of weight.
Okoye, from what you people were telling me when I spoke, that was way out of shape come Derby Classic, and I just called him up and said, listen, you're going to be in for the shock of your life. You better do something about it. He actually lost 30 pounds from telling him what you all said about him. And he looks great now. We haven't done his body fat, but he's lost 28 pounds, which is a lot of weight to lose in a short span.
Terry is about to be here sometime.
Yes, sometime this week.
Russ in Spain, that seems like that's gonna,
Yeah, I think he's going to be part of his touring team, and you know, Russ is. I also was able to visit with Peyton out in Las Vegas and been in close contact with Gorky. They're all doing great. As you know, Peyton's getting married, and Kyle's in the gym now. He's getting married, and so these guys are all doing great.
You never know with the league coming into a draft, but Gordy's stock, do you think it's rising?
I think it was rising when he. I tell you what the feedback I've gotten from GMs and people is they can't believe. He says, "Is this fake, or are these guys that nice?" You know, and like Peyton was handing out water and coming in early, and one GM said to me that, you know, Gorky's got a great sense of humor. I said, why? He said, we asked him how old he was, and he said 36. He said he got that line from me. And so they're blowing everybody away with their personalities. Now they got to do it on the court in their workouts, and they're going through. Gorky was injured, so he's going through it right now. He starts this week.
Is everybody coming back? I know Zach had said we could have everybody stirred up.
It didn't stir me up. If he goes, it's not a big deal. It's something we wish him well. You know, you're not going to hold on to everybody. If he does leave, we wish him well. We hope he has great success. You know, I don't even know. What you're saying is the first I've heard of it. First of all, I would say he's gone because our players don't tweet. So that's a good indication. I spoke to him by text, and because he missed some summer classes, and I guess that's a good indication he may be leaving, but I have not spoken with him. He was out in L.A.
about Montrez with USA Basketball, Luke with USA Basketball. What can that do for those guys? Montrez has gone through it before, but what can that do for them as far as elevating their game to another level, kind of competition they'll go against in this game?
Anytime you're organized in the summertime and doing things like that, it keeps you away from aggressing with pickup basketball. So that's the type of thing that's good, because you're playing defense, you're going through a true team sport. You know, nobody in pickup basketball plays defense. So, you know, you get in the habit of taking bad shots, you get in the habit of playing poor defense, of doing the wrong things. And that's why playing on a USA team or trying out for these teams is great for all of them. And I like to get the guys out of town and get them doing constructive things.
You were so good at adding Montrez last year. It's late.
We've got some things that we're working on. I tell you, we don't need a whole lot. We're very comfortable with what we have right now. You know, what we have to do more than anything else is see how good Mango is. We've got to see how good he is. He's the one person we don't know about. You know, I know he's very gifted athletically, but I've not seen him in a basketball environment. So that's the only thing I don't know. Everybody else, you know, Van Treese and obviously Montrez and Shane. I mean, those guys all showed their worth come tournament time. I mean, from being down Syracuse 16 late in the second half, or in the second half, to being down in those games and always coming back. It was great fortitude, great fortitude. This team showed me a lot, and we have a lot coming back. Now, are we losing Peyton and Gorky, who are two tremendous personalities in place? Yes. But, the likes of Chris Jones and Anton and Rogier and people like that added to what we have coming back, I think we'll make up for it.
Speaking of gifted, have you fished with much before you went to college? And
I have.
Are you just that gifted that you catch that?
I have a couple of times, but that was pretty exciting. We caught about 12, not 12 marlin, we caught 12 dolphin, mahi-mahi. We caught 12 of those, and they gave a great fight. It was really, really enjoyable. I'm glad I did it, and chances of me doing it again are extremely remote.
Can you catch anything?
I'm sorry? Yeah, he did catch a fish. Yeah, you caught a dolphin, right? No, you caught a dolphin. Yeah, he couldn't catch the big fish. The only one that didn't catch one was Dale Thompson. He brought it all the way to the boat, and I told him not to yank it quick, and he yanked it quick, and he lost it. But everything else, we had a great time.
Can Gorky play his way into the lottery, and is it better for Peyton to be a free agent or second round?
No, I think it's better for Peyton to be a second rounder. I think Gorgie, yes, could play himself in the lottery, but I don't think it matters. It really matters getting with the right team. You're better off getting with a team of veterans that can teach you the right things with the NBA. It's all getting with the right team. Sometimes you can get with a team that's so loaded, and you may not play, and it's all who's drafting you. Like a team like, take an Oklahoma City. That would be a great team, as I look at it, for Gorky Zhang, because they would need a player like that, the way they play and how he fits in. So that's one of like 3 or 4 teams I look at that he fits in great with.
Do you wait for teams to call you and give your opinion, or are
You
you
know,
proactive and call them and sell your guys?
I sent every NBA team, and I've never done this before, an email about Gorgie and Peyton, everyone, because I think I wanted the teams to know they don't need me to evaluate the talent. They have people that get paid to do that. I just wanted to tell them how special these guys are, that whether it's community service, whether it's going to hospitals, whatever it may be, that these guys are the first to volunteer, they're the last to leave, they're always the first here to practice. I just wanted them to know what they would potentially be getting with both young men.
Anything else, Coach?
All right, thank you, everybody.
One quick Belmont, talk about the stakes races. Has that kind of died?
I'm a really bad loser. When Golden Sense ran a bad race, I stopped looking at horses, and I'm so upset right now that I may not go to Saratoga this year. I'm so upset at Golden Sense for the type of race he put in. No, I tell you the truth, I have not followed it. Outside of Orb, I'm not sure I even know who's running in the Belmont. I've been too busy hanging out with Pitbull on the West Coast. See you, everybody.